Hey guys, this is Fleeciana96 and I'm bringing you another Inktober Podfic. Today is day 21 of Inktober. The theme is going to be Blast, and the show is going to be My Hero Academia. This does have some spoilers for My Hero given how recent a lot of the stuff has come out, so if you don't want spoilers, go watch the show and be mindful that there might be some spoilers for you in this fic. There's also some other things for warnings and tags that will be in the comments below, along with all the links and everything. Anyways, let's jump into the fic. When Eijiro was younger, he dreamed of being a hero, of saving people. It was something he always wanted to do. But as he grew older, he found he wasn't able to stand up to bullies like he wanted. He'd get scared and frozen in place. Ashido could. She stood by her morals. She was so manly, like Crimson. But Eijiro found himself getting eaten by a creeping chill of darkness. He almost didn't apply to UA, frozen as he was in the hell of his mind. It wasn't until he saw the article on the quirkless kid, the little green-haired kid, and the blonde with the explosive power, that he decided to try for UA. He wore his smile, gave it his all, and somehow he was in. He cried when he got his letter, showing it off to his moms. Eijiro's first day was wild. The blonde from the papers was there, angry and upset. So was the green-haired kid. He had a quirk? Huh. But they were both so manly. Most of Eijiro's class was so manly and amazing, and Eijiro was a rock. Even with his dyed hair and his can-do attitude, underneath he felt he was fading, falling into the shadows, deeper into darkness. It felt that way until the sports festival. He pushed himself to be with Bakugo. Bakugo was explosive and a source of light. Sure, Bakugo needed to be shown how to treat others who weren't as strong, shown how to be nice to others. Those with flashy quirks were often victims of being put in a place where they had to carry a world of towering expectations on their shoulders. And Eijiro wouldn't know what that was like, but he could imagine the pressure that came with such a role. He wouldn't let Bakubro deal with the world alone. It was a cold place after all. At least that's what Eijiro thought, until he was living the thrill of Bakubro's rider. Bakubro was an explosion, pure light streaking through the sky. His aggression was nothing in comparison to the supernova he commanded with his sheer will. Bakubro's eyes blazed brighter than any sun Eijiro had ever looked at. He was the pinnacle of manly ideology, brave, loyal, and Eijiro knew he didn't want to let Katz go after learning that. So Eijiro followed Katz. He did what he could to have the guy's back, to act as his buffer, to talk to him about his anger issues, because those weren't manly at all, and Eijiro knew Katz could do better, be better. Eijiro was the one who convinced Katz to go to therapy. He was Katz's son, so he would help Katz shine brighter. With Katz, he had a goal, a reason to keep going. He felt himself growing stronger. He was honored when Katz accepted his hand when they went to rescue him. Of course, Eijiro would do anything to get his son back, his dazzling explosion. Months passed. Katsuki and Mido seemed to be working out their issues. And then Mido left. He left them all, to fight the evils that raged in the world around them. Eijiro was shocked as anyone, even more so when Katsuki dragged him to his room, locking them into the blonde's secret area. That's when Eijiro was blasted with the truth of Izuku Midoriya and Bakugo Katsuki. Katsuki had been a bully, the very thing Eijiro stood against. Eijiro realized he hated that he could see it, see how Katsuki was so cruel to Mido from day one, but he also could see how he was trying to improve. Katsuki blamed himself for how Izuku was willing to go out there and be a martyr for them all. Katsuki blamed himself for a lot of things. Eijiro sat with him, trying to stop his supernova from shifting into a gaping black hole. It hurt, seeing Katsuki, of all people, like that. Eijiro held him together, even though it felt like Eijiro was coming apart with him. It was in those moments that Eijiro realized he couldn't live in a world without the striking sunspots by his side. He would help Katsuki grow past this. Help Katsuki find the words he needed to let Mido know that what happened wasn't right. Eijiro helped Katsuki become stronger, helped him realize that what Mido needed wasn't Katsuki's pity, that Mido still saw Katsuki as a dear friend. They worked through it together. And the night Mido was brought back home, after Katsuki apologized for everything, bore his heart and soul to the battered greenette, that's the night Katsuki started sleeping in Eijiro's room. He didn't knock, he just came in, curled up in Eijiro's arms, and he would sit in silence most nights. Tonight wasn't most nights. What do you think about me? Katsuki's voice was soft, worn from a day of fighting villains and looking for an end to the war. Eijiro asked, half drowning in sleep. Me. Shh. Eijiro, what do you think about me? That got Eijiro awake. You okay, man? Eijiro asked, moving to sit up to look at Katsuki better. Katsuki gripped him tighter, not letting him up. Answer the question, he ordered. Eijiro took a deep breath, holding Katsuki closer to his chest. A hand on the back of his head. Kat's hair was so soft. Hey man, I think you're a meteor, striking through the sky, demanding a captive audience, you know? A firework making a scene, lasting in people's memories. Katsuki, you're a star burning in the sky. The moon we all aim for, man. You're a burning eternity of blasting energy. You're my idea of a hero. You're Mido's vision of victory. You're the crass confidence outside of this room. Bold and brilliant and beautiful. Here in my arms, though, man, you're my best friend in the whole world. And I wouldn't know what to do without you. I'm a stronger person because of you. I'm better because of you, Eijiro answered earnestly. You don't mean that. I don't make people better, Katsuki spat in a small voice. You do. You made me and our friends better. You and Mido dragged all of us to higher levels. And, dude, I was in a dark place before we met. But you dragged me out of it. I'm your shield from all the crap around us. And you hold me close to your chest. You depend on me. You need me to be your rock. I'm stronger for it. Katsuki was quiet, letting silence drag on. Eijiro almost wondered if the blonde had gone back to sleep. Do you think we could be more? Katsuki's voice would have been drowned out if there had been any noise in the depths of the night. What do you mean? Eijiro felt his heart pick up. More than best friends, or whatever, idiot. Katsuki asked, trying to sound gruff to hide how vulnerable he was, covered in shadows in Eijiro's sheets. Do you want to be? Eijiro asked. He swore Katsuki could hear his heart pounding. Fuck if I know. Katsuki lied. He was a terrible liar. Eijiro smiled. Then, yeah, let's give it a shot. Let's be together. Boyfriends. And isn't it funny how some sights will haunt you forever? Like your boyfriend's blood-soaked body, blasting all of his life out into the looming end of the world as you know it. Really, the world could have fucked off the instant the man's heart stopped, because Eijiro's world was lifeless. A lump of pummeled blood with a slip of paper barely in his unmoving fingers' reach. Eijiro couldn't tell what was screaming louder, the roar of his ears or Mido's realization of what happened. Thank you guys for listening to that one. Sorry it ended on such a sour note. Let me know what your thoughts are on this one in the comments below, and I will see you guys in the next video.